It's a little cool going over. The wind shifted. It'll be quartering off your left side, but it'll be all right. All right, hands and arms in. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on to those for your get back. Ready, Al?
Take a slight right. The mainland will be directly in front of you. 1 o'clock position will be downtown Clearwater. And once we get to the point up here, the end of this island, you'll see a break between the two islands separated north. Caladesi and Honeymoon. That's called Barricade Pass. We'll go down the channel across to the backside of Caladesi.
Loading up now, be leaving in 60 seconds.
Okay, this is the entrance going into Caladesi. On each side of the bus are the red back road. Very hardy plant that is protected by law, prevents erosion, provides a food source for the marine life. We'll take a right turn at Marguerite, go down to Market 11, take a left turn. At that time you'll see 108 boats left marina. You'll also see a building coming into view which houses the Caladesi Cafe. And also the ranger station has a wraparound porch. Two single restrooms. And to the right of the building, off the back porch, there's a walkway that goes to the beach, a 5-minute walk. In around there are numerous restroom changing stations. Directly behind the building, there's also a walkway. Same amenities, same time frame that goes to the beach. Less populated in a way. Also intercept the nature trails. If you want to take the nature trails, see the rangers on the left end of the building. Get a map and get out the nature trails. We do have the eastern diamondback rattlesnake on the island, so when you're walking around, stay on the trails. Also, if you go dropping in the water and wade in, you want to look out for stingrays. Shuffle your feet around in case they're laying in the sand. And they'll scare you off, okay?
Dave.
just this almost deserted beach. So Caladesi Island continues quite a ways down here, but what you see as these buildings is not actually on Caladesi Island. That's at the start of Honeymoon Island, which you drive past those as you come onto the Honeymoon Island portion. As you get more towards the north end of Caladesi Island, you can visualize some of the buildings on Honeymoon Island. And this is a waterway that separates Caladesi from Honeymoon Island. This is the extreme northern end of Caladesi Island, which is almost like a bird sanctuary to a certain extent. From here, the buildings on Honeymoon Island are readily visible. Honeymoon Island starts about at this bridge, and these two, I guess, apartment complexes, I guess they are, I don't think they're hotels, are on the edge of the island, and then the rest of it is it's like a $4 fee for an individual car, an $8 fee for a car up to 8 people, which you can then get onto Honeymoon Island. And then there's the north and south pavilions, a lot of beach area. By contrast, the beach on Caladesi Island is quite deserted, because to get here you pretty much have to use a ferry. Another option is the causeway, which runs from Honeymoon Island all the way to Dunedin, about a mile and a half or so. All along this causeway is beach area, and it's possible to rent kayaks or other watercraft at a location like this, and you can actually then paddle directly across the waterway to Caladesi Island without taking a ferry. There's a second bridge along the causeway, which is actually a drawbridge, which is further down on the causeway. But Caladesi Island's a fairly isolated island. It used to be completely isolated without any land connection. However, what happened a number of decades ago, way past the other beach area where I started, there was a waterway closing off, isolating Caladesi Island from the mainland, but one hurricane filled that in with with sand, and now it's possible to walk from Caladesi Island all the way to Clearwater, Florida if you've got the endurance. So if you take the beach north, you can follow the shore around as it faces Honeymoon Island and the Causeway, and the beach basically ends with the mangrove bushes here. So this is pretty much the end of walking along the beach if you continue north on Caladesi Island. So as a winter getaway, this is a Tampa area that you fly into, and so I'm walking around with the long sleeve shirt on, and I'm feeling sometimes a little overheated, sometimes a little chilly depending on the wind, but it's probably 65 degrees or so as I'm out on this long beach here. So comparing that to Northern Virginia or Illinois or Wisconsin or Canada, this is a very pleasant getaway in the middle of winter where you're walking around in shirt sleeves instead of a winter parka. So this is the north end of Honeymoon Island.
You cooked it for 3 hours yesterday. You're eating it again. Like
Kyle, I saw both two fins at once. And you're in a circle. And you're hiding.
Fish fry at Honeymoon Island Friday nights at sunset. Okay, back on Caladesi Island. This is a holiday and it's a crowded beach. Or as crowded as Caladesi probably gets. 75 degrees, supposed to get up to 80. And this is a crowded beach on Caladesi Island. So there was a time that you couldn't bring firearms to the beach, but now you can. This is Florida. Open carry? I don't know, but anyway, stand your ground sort of state. So this is looking north on Caladesi Island. Probably about a 20-minute walk from there. And we approach a little obstacle of sorts. Nothing that can't be traversed. Continuing south along Caladesi Island, I actually took a dry route around the through the branches instead of a wet route through the surf. I was able to navigate through that without too much difficulty. After walking about 45 minutes from my starting point on Caladesi Island, I've now reached the edge of civilization with loads of buildings and high-rises in the distance. So this is approaching the Clearwater area. Caladesi Island at one point was separated from this portion. But some hurricane filled in the waterway, and now you can walk continuously from Caladesi Island to Clearwater. As a former military member, of an almost 10-year veteran, I had heard there was a discount to get on Honeymoon Island, so I brought along my DD Form 214, which I hadn't used for 30 years. And got a 25% discount for the annual pass, which is usually $120 for a family pass to Honeymoon Island, and got it for $90 plus tax. And then I was surprised that finding that the ferry, I was able to use the same identification to get a free ride on the ferry, and the people who came with me got a $2 off per ticket. So I think it's too big of a discount.
Hey Frank, come have a snack, babe.
For Caladesi Island. Now this is one of the warmer days that you'd find in February, or for that matter either January or March. Some days so chilly you gotta be bundled up to enjoy watching the waves crashing in. Other times bathing suits suitable. Water might be a little too chilly for most North Americans, but there are people who spend time out in the water this time of year. So this sign's been here apparently for about 5 years. Someday they're planning on building a tower like this at this site. Old tower site, starts at the top of it. This is Cat's Eye Pond. So this is a first bridge, actually a drawbridge, which opens at this point on the Dunedin Causeway. If a tall masted boat comes through here, this section lifts up. It's about a 2-mile distance from Dunedin to Honeymoon Island. On a holiday such as 2 days ago, this whole beach area tends to be quite packed and crowded the whole length here all the way to Honeymoon Island, and the traffic be very busy and backed up on such days. This being a day that's had a lot of rain, very little goings on here, and a little chilly today. So this is a location that you could rent kayaks and take kayaks from the causeway here out to Honeymoon Island, which I believe is right there. And on a quiet, warm day, that's a fairly pleasant boat ride that you can do by yourself. And the second bridge to Honeymoon Island is here. And shortly after these buildings is the entry point for the park. That is, pay your fee there or show your pass. So this is the kayak rental location, and as I look at it now, what I was looking at was the northern edge of Honeymoon Island, which is where the ferry leaves from, and Caladesi Island is over here. In the channel between here. Not deep enough for the ferry boat to go. Oh, there's some kayakers. So this is the departure point for the ferries that go to Caladesi Island. They leave shortly after entering Honeymoon Island and then continue on to Caladesi and then return here. So the first left turn after the ranger station is a turnoff for Caladesi Ferry. And this is where you get tickets for the Caladesi Ferry. Okay, I was getting my directions reversed. I'm at the south end of Honeymoon Island. And this is the South Beach Pavilion. And then way down there is the North Beach Pavilion. And then beyond that there's another pavilion as well as a nature walk area. This, of course, was packed 2 days ago since it was a warm and sunny day and a holiday, as well as the parking lot being packed. Okay, this is Cafe Honeymoon, and then the South Beach Pavilion. And then this is, there's no concessions here, but there are restrooms and changing areas in this building, far to the north on the beach. So this is the third building at the far north end of Honeymoon Island and the end of the parking lot area. From here you could probably continue hiking a half hour or so. However, the beach ends and you're walking between the water and vegetation. It eventually gets to the north end of the island and loops back around to the opposite side. Other features on the north end of Honeymoon Island. And lots more picnic areas beyond there. And restroom facilities still out here. Again, the far north end of Honeymoon Island, nature trail. Another feature near the entrance to Honeymoon Island is this nature center. I'm going to go on a trip on the Pinellas Bike Trail. Typically a very flat trail. One of the largest hills is this artificial one, the bridge over Bayshore. And to get onto the bike trail, I'm going to take a shortcut underneath the bridge. There's a road that connects to the trail. So this street cuts under this bridge, and then 1,000 feet away you can cut over to the regular bike trail once you go under this bridge. So this road under the bridge parallels the Pinellas Trail, And this is heading north from Dunedin to Palm Harbor. So when you're returning from Palm Harbor heading south, once you catch view of the ramp to the bridge, you know it's time to cut over if you're going to stay on this side of the trail. Otherwise, this will take you to the other side of Bayshore and the rest of the Pinellas Trail if you just follow this bridge up and over. So instead of mile posts, what they tend to do is mark a white line with a number in the middle. So this is mile 30 on the Pinellas Trail, just before reaching Palm Harbor. Also, there's these little numbered markings on the trail, and I'm guessing that if you injure yourself and fall down, you can tell them where you're at by this number, and they'll send a rescue vehicle to pick up your wounded body. And these are very frequent. They're much more often than mile signs. There's several of those every mile. So about those little yellow markers, I counted like 15 of them between mile 31 and 32, so they're very frequent. An interesting ride is to take, this is heading north on the Pinellas Trail, make a left towards Ocean View Avenue, and soon you're on an island filled with multi-million-dollar homes, a very scenic sort of bike ride through a neighborhood. And this is a park area. I don't think I've reached mile 33 yet, heading north on the Pinellas Trail. Also, there's restroom facilities in here. And this is the park name, which I crossed mile 33 right after I took that last photo shot. And very interesting here is a station which has bicycle tools and air if you need a repair for your bike along the way. And just after mile 33 is this additional park, water reclamation facility. And lots more to the grounds here. And this is at mile 34 on the bike trail. These are animals that were once pets and got out of hand, too big to control, or from zoos. Not quite to mile 35 yet. There should be any moment. Yep. Just have to read this. Shortly after entering Tarpon Springs, the bike trail goes down the middle of a roadway. Cars can go on either side, bikes and walking down the middle. Between mile 35 and 36. Interesting menus at Tula's. Been here many a time. It's about mile 36, but I haven't seen the marking on the trail for 36, but it's well past 35. And my guess, this was probably the original train station. Yeah, Tarpon Springs on the sign there. So I haven't shown this on video yet, but we had been renting bikes from here for vacations, and then as we're moving here, we bought bikes from this place. I think it might be mile 26 on the trail at Skinner Road, I think. I'm not sure. Still in Tarpon Springs, between mile 36 and 37, I diverted from the bike trail, sort of made a left going north, and led to this dock area, which is very much sort of a Greek theme. They specialize in fishing for sponges more so than fish. A favorite seafood destination is Rusty Bellies in Tarpon Springs. At one end of the dock. And this is where the docking area starts. So I came from here, and the trail makes an arch to the right between mile 36 and 37, and there is another little bicycle repair station here with a pump and tools, and there's a park off to the side. If you make a left turn, go straight down to the end of this street, make another left, the road curves around, and then it merges onto the dock area. So around mile 37 it started heading east, and now just past mile 40 it starts heading back south. So the last 4 miles I've been paralleling this whatever is 4 or 6 lane highway. And now I get this sign saying, trail ends. I guess it continues as this sort of little sidewalk. The last marker I saw was mile 44. And I'm not sure, I guess I'll just continue on this little trail. So after traveling more than a mile sidewalk and the side of the road here, this looks like my best bet to head back closer to the coast. So I'll be making a right turn here on Tampa Road, which promises to be Palm Harbor real shortly. So if you follow Tampa Road far enough, it eventually reaches alternate 19, which is Bayshore on this side and Palm Harbor on this side. And it meets at a very important landmark, which is this ice cream store, Strachan's. And so it's a good landmark. So the bike trail is just a few blocks this way. It crosses Tampa Road just a little further down here near a school. So this is the bike trail heading south towards downtown Dunedin. Between mile 26 and 27 is Weaver Park, which also has this new exercise station. So here at mile marker 26 is actually a good landmark. Dunedin Cyclery. I'll do a close-up. And they're usually open most days except for Sunday. I think they close 6 o'clock Saturdays. I'm not sure the other hours. Close by here. And another good stop can't see it here yet. There's a restaurant down here. Good place for lunch. Before reaching mile 25 is the main street for downtown Dunedin. Pizza and wine. A good Mexican food place. Original Dunedin train station. Another good restaurant. Series of shops. There's also a farm market in this direction. Less than 1 block from the train station is where alternate 19 makes this little jog from being Bayshore and then bending around and then making a left heading further south towards Clearwater. Series of cafes close by, shops nearby, Chamber of Commerce. And of course another good landmark for dessert. So this is looking north towards downtown Dunedin, but if you crossed mile sign 25, you've gone just a little bit too far if you wanted to see the stadium at Dunedin. So the Toronto Blue Jays fly way south in winter and have games here. They have a training field a couple miles away, and of course you can get all your collectibles inside here. If you continue south on the bike trail, eventually you get to Clearwater. Then the bike trail sort of narrows and you run into a stop sign every block as you sort of navigate through the downtown area. And actually I haven't been beyond that on the bike trail. The other direction is taking a much narrower path alongside the water, heading north or south, depending if you want to go back to Dunedin or towards Clearwater. This is alternate 19, and then heading back towards Dunedin. About where alternate 19 makes this bend in downtown Dunedin is a park area. On a couple occasions we stayed at this Best Western. It used to be called the Yacht Harbor Inn, which is a straight line from downtown Dunedin where it makes this bend in alternate 19. Sort of a controversial addition to downtown Dunedin is controlled parking. It's a very confusing system, but there's limited free parking and some free parking places, and some way to pay with either a joint meter area where you put in your license plate or pay by smartphone. It's complicated, but we find the free parking areas, which is like right behind Casatina and Ponevino. There's a dirt parking lot there we've used. Another crowded day on Caladesi Island. The beach is so crowded.
Business owner, right? The problem is, you want very clear with your electric car. And so they feel like they can do whatever.
Now on Honeymoon Island, looking north. A new addition on Honeymoon Island, sometime late in 2018, is the addition of hiking, biking trails that go the length of the improved area of Honeymoon Island. Usually you'd have to go along this road and share it with two-way traffic, and now there's this bike trail that starts right after the entrance gates. So this is coming from the main gate. This is going to the ferries at Caladesi Island, and the bike trail continues towards the South Beach Pavilion. So here we are north of the North Beach Pavilion, and this is where the bike trail presently ends.